Hey friends, this is Ms. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead, and today we're going to make pizza with a cauliflower crust. Let's start with the crust. You're going to need one small head of cauliflower. I'm just going to cut these little black bits off. One egg, and on here I have a half a teaspoon of basil, a quarter teaspoon of oregano, and a half a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. I'll set that aside, and a quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. Now I was dubious when I saw this, but I have to admit that I'm intrigued. So I'm going to grate mine on the cheese grater. You don't have to do that. You can do this in the food processor. And here I have a colander that I've lined with several thicknesses of cheesecloth. And I'm going to grate my cauliflower into this. Okay, here is our grated cauliflower. We'll see you guys at the stove. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to take our colander. We've got this pot with just a little bit of water in the bottom. We're going to set our cauliflower in there, and we're just going to keep the cloth away from the burners. And we're just going to put that in there, and we're going to steam it until it's cooked. You can put this in a microwave safe dish without the cheesecloth, a little bit of water, and you can microwave it for a couple of minutes, but I don't have a microwave, so there we go. Alright, this has been steaming for about 3 minutes, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to shut the water off underneath, and I'm going to leave it like this until it cools down enough for me to handle. Okay, hopefully this is cool enough to handle. We're just going to take this, and we are going to squeeze out as much of the water as we can. Alright, when I've got this all wrung out, we'll see you guys at the table for the next step. Okay, we've set our oven at 450 degrees to preheat. I have taken my pizza pan and I've lined it with a piece of parchment that I've buttered. And this was a lot more cauliflower than I had counted on. So I've added an extra egg white into this bowl. So I'm going to put my other egg in here. And meanwhile, I'm going to put some pepper in here because I forgot. Forgot to put some nice fresh ground pepper in our cauliflower. If I occasionally accidentally call it broccoli, I'm sorry. I don't know why that I do that, but I do. Here is our quarter teaspoon of oregano, our half teaspoon basil, and our half teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt, and our quarter cup of Parmesan cheese. All right. Let's get our, oh, this smells really good already. Let's get our Parmesan cheese in there and our seasonings. And basically the egg is just to hold it all together. That's why I've added the extra egg white. All right, let's get our egg in there. Okay, I probably didn't need the extra egg white because this seems awful wet, but that's okay. This is, you know, I'm new at this just like everybody else. All right, now, I want to thank my friend Malcolm for showing me this recipe. He made this for his wife the other night. And I said, geez, I really need the recipe. And I think he got it from a website called Tasty Kitchen. I am not 100%. Do try and get as much water out of it as you can, folks. Okay, so as soon as my oven is preheated completely at 450 degrees, I'm going to pop this in the oven for 5 to 12 minutes, depending on how long it takes to dry it out. So If this was drier, I'd say 5 to 7 minutes, but I'm going to say 10 to 12 until it's golden. And then when Papa comes home, we'll top it and bake it. Okay, let's take our pizza crust out of the oven. Oh, wow! Now this did take 12 minutes instead of 5 to 7. Now we're going to let this cool down a certain amount before we top it, because if we tried to do anything with it right now, it might break. But so far, so good. Okay, let's make our pizza. Now, Papa stopped and got me some sauce because we don't keep a lot of sauce in the house anymore. But look at, I don't know if you can read that, that says certified gluten-free. Yay! Here I have some finely grated marbled cheese, some nice onion rings, some spinach, and 3 kinds of pepper. Now, I also have some mushrooms and some of my home canned cubed pork. Now, if you want this to be a vegetarian pizza, folks, you just leave out the pork. I'm going to flip this over because I noticed it cooked more on the underside. Now let's take some of our certified gluten-free tomato basil sauce. Let's get this cauliflower crust pizza in the oven. 450 degrees, 15 minutes. Here is our pizza, and I'm just going to give it a cut, and we'll see you guys at the table. I may have to give another piece to Papa. Now remember, there's no flour in this crust at all.
Very tasty.
You ready to be a vegetarian yet?
No.
This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, cauliflower crust. Just another gluten-free success. Take care, bye.